order filled.
All right, so let's look at this mess that we have at the moment with this market. All right, so since this day right here, which was October 29, we started shifting directions, and we started one time framing down. Friday we had a pretty bearish day, and then we got to that 66.50 where I mentioned that there was a little bit of delta imbalances, a couple of delta imbalances there, and we bounced. We had a V-shaped reversal, and we closed at the end, at the high of the day, after the news that there was a possible deal to end the shutdown. And from the close, we got up Sunday night, and then we kept moving higher. We left another set of single prints here, so we have a couple from the extended session, also from Friday. So we had some pretty poor structure here. We also left a bearish imbalance with the target at 65.79. But given the fact that we have a pretty large gap and this news, I would say that every attempt to fill this gap, it's gonna be met with shorts. That whoever got shorts here is gonna have to cover the first chance they get, right? So every dip is probably gonna be bought, and it's gonna be hard to fill the gap or to test Friday's value. But if for some reason, either news related or order flow related, we get a pullback and we start trading inside below the settlement, which is at 67.53 3/4. If for some reason we get below there and we start seeing more sellers coming in, then I'm gonna look for Friday's value. And then if we get inside Friday's value, then a value area sweep, and then a continuation of this down move. I think is the least likely scenario for today, given where we're at and given the news and given the fact that it's a Monday, but that's always a possibility. For now, I'm looking for dips to be bought. Maybe fill the gap to the settlement, but then I'm looking for bounces. If we cannot even get a gap fill and then we still see the bulls pushing, I'll be watching for this session right here, which is the 5th of November, that had a pretty weak high. You see it's lacking access to the upside. So I'm going to be looking for a retest of that area, but keeping in mind also that this area right here, we have some resistance, and this area right here, we have some resistance. This too. So watching this, we can have one of those days where it's hard to go anywhere. Maybe we test this area and then come down and then balance here. That's my most likely scenario. So then, but once we get above this 68.60, if we can hold above the 68.60, then the next target will be 68.85. and then value area high for this session, which I posted the level on the chat. I think that's pretty much it for ES and Q. So structure is pretty similar. We do have a gap here, which we don't have on ES, right? Let's see. Yeah, we don't have that gap on ES, but we do have it on NQ up here. But it's, you know, pretty similar structure here. You know, looking for that gap fill and then likely balancing here, and if we are able to break about this height, then look for this area right here, the 25 900s, and then above that a gap fill, and then a return to the 20-day point of control at 26 100. Crude still holding in the same area. Values shifted a little lower. Point of control is right now 16, and gold finally broke that 40-60 that I was talking about. Finally, you know, moved through this distribution, broke pretty strongly here. At first it looked like it was going to bounce and come back right at that 40-60, but then it broke through it. It tested that next resistance area, and then that's where we are seeing a little bit of a pullback. So now we gotta check if this area right here becomes support, and if this keep holding, then we may balance between 40.60 and 41.10. And then if we break above 41.10, 41.30 is the level I've been talking about for a while. And then the top of this distribution is 41.68-ish. So that should be the next resistance area for gold. And if we, of course, if we get below this 60 area, then the target below should be 40.15, which is that 20-day point of control. All right. We don't have news today. We do have some Trump meetings and some Fed speaking at 9:25. But other than that, we don't have much. And tomorrow we have a bunch of Fed speaking. We have some still some earnings, and then I don't know if it looks. I see that CPI is supposed to report on the 13th, and jobless claims. So I don't know if the government is already fully open and they're gonna have all those reports. But that's something to watch, because they're gonna likely report on all those reports that they missed altogether. So maybe extra volatility. We'll see. All right, that's about it for today. Good luck.